In this video, we will be exploring the summary sheet on Volland. The purpose of the summary sheet is to consolidate all of the calculations on changes in notional value due to gamma, vanna, and charm on the existing dealer Greek positioning. This sheet simplifies those calculations into one total number that indicates buying or selling pressure on the stock itself. I will start the tour on the title line in the middle of the page. This is the culmination of the whole page and is the purpose of its existence. It adds up the calculations of gamma, vanna, and charm below it to give a notional value that the dealers must hedge the underlying. It is based on the change in the underlying and implied volatility just above the total line, here and here. Those boxes represent a 15-minute delayed price change, and implied volatility. For the vanna calculation, the implied volatility represented in the middle box is the VIX calculation of that equity, which means that you have the VIX calculation of every single equity we offer in the summary sheet. The third box represents the amount of equity notional volume traded that day. The purpose of that is to help put the dealer's hedging requirements into context. Now, you will notice that the numbers on the total are a different color. The order from bearish to bullish for the colors is deep red, light red, yellow, black, light green, and dark green. This compares the dealer hedging requirement with the equity notional traded and decides how much impact the dealer hedging in the underlying would have in general. The top row is almost identical to the exposure sheet, but without the Greek box. However, it does include a projected strike box here. If you have a technical target, say 392, you can use this box to see if dealers will help you towards your target or resist your target. When you enter a projected strike price, the calculations will be on the right column of the summary sheet here. Here and here. This will project dealer hedging based on the movement that you plan for. The total box has three columns with gamma, vanna, and charm calculations underneath it. The first column is based on the current price and IV changes here. The second column shows the total sum charts that can be found in the exposure sheets. Like in the exposure sheets, you can hover over the dots in the chart to see what the exposure is at each strike. The third column will show the planned dealer hedging based on the projected strike box explained above. So this sheet makes a lot of calculations that require some assumptions and caveats that I want to make clear so you know exactly where possible holes can be in your analysis. The dealer hedging is based on the start of day Volland. In the future, we will probably offer a live version of Volland to have the Greeks calculated dynamically with the current day options in real time. But we do not have that compute capacity for that yet. Stay tuned, that is in process. Until then, the Volland profile you see is from the beginning of the day. Second, we assume that the delta is fully hedged at the end of the day. Since Volland is calculated once per day, the notional hedging requirement is assumed to be reset at the beginning of every day. Number three, as of now, Vega is assumed to be 85% hedged at the beginning of the day. This is important for the vanna calculation. Typically, Vega is hedged with other options, swaps, or futures. So that 85% hedging may not be reflected in the Vega exposure charts, but it is reflected in the calculation. Volland will catch the hedging done with other options, but it would not catch the hedging done with futures or swaps. Number four, theta is hedged in the same way. Number five, the stock-specific VIX is measuring the IV movement. This is to simplify the calculation from tens of thousands of fixed strike vols that normally would be needed to calculate vanna. As of now, what we use is a fixed strike vol covariance in order to determine the movement of the calculations for Vanna. Number 6, the underlying equity notional determines bullish or bearish intent. Order flow is not considered. Number 7, the data is based on a delayed data feed. The live feed will be available possibly in the future premium version of Volland, but for now it is a 15-minute delayed data feed. Number 8, the site reloads every 10 minutes, again due to computing power issues. Thank you for watching this video. May Volland help you find success in your trading ventures.